Right, so in this video we're just going to do a quick demonstration on how to find a percentage of a given quantity. Now I'm going to use an example here which makes it a bit easier, and as you can see I've written out two different methods, method 1 and method 2. Method 1 is the one I personally prefer to use because it works all the time. Method 2, it will work all the time as long as you fully understand what you're getting the percentage of or what each number represents compared to what percentage. So I'll show you one first to make it a bit easier. So you're asked to find 35% of 380 euros. Okay, so what you need to try and plan for, well, first thing you need to do is estimate your answer, see roughly what it'll be. So if 380 euros is the whole thing, half of it would be 190, so it's going to be a little less than that. So it might be around 160 roughly, maybe 150. It's just a guess. If it's anywhere, if it's miles away from that, you know you're after going slightly wrong. So if you're finding 35% of this number, that means that this number is the whole quantity. That's 100%. So we'll write it down here. 100% is 380 euros. Now, the one thing that I always emphasize, if you can find 1%, you can find anything after that. So if 100% is 380, 1% is going to be our key number. Now, if you were to multiply or divide 100 by something, what do you need to multiply it or divide it by to get to 1? So 100 divided by itself, so 100 divided by 100 gives me 1. So if I divide this side by 100, I get 1. But I have to do the exact same on the other side. Remember, it's like a weighing scales. Once it's in a balance with an equals, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side as well. So 100 divided by 100 gives me 1. So 380 divided by 100 gives me 380. Okay, so 1% now is 380. Now the question above says find 35%. I have 1. I just need 34 more of those, or 35 in total. So 35%. How do you go from 1 to 35%? Multiply by 35. So you do the exact same thing on the other side. Multiply by 35. And that gives you an answer of 133 euros. Now we guessed that our answer would be around 150, 160, 133. It's close enough. So that's our answer. Now for method 2, I'm going to just explain what this part means. I've written here of means multiply. So that's one of the rules in maths. If you see the word of, 99% of the time it will mean multiply. So we're asked up in the question up here 35% of 380 euros. But of means multiply. So what I can do is replace of with the multiply symbol. So 35% of 380 changes to 35% multiplied by 380. Now, how do you put the percentage symbol into your calculator? Certain calculators have different ways to work through it, but if you look on my buttons here, above the answer in yellow is the percentage symbol. Now, because that's yellow, you need to use the yellow shift button. So I'm going to put in 35, shift, and the percentage button gives me 35%, multiplied by 380, and click equals 133. There's your answer. This is way easier if you fully understand what you're talking about, but sometimes it can be a bit complicated. This one is guaranteed to work every single time once you have your percentages sussed out. So we have a second example now. It says a sum of money is 8% of the total. The sum is 24.40. Find the total amount. Okay, so I'll just go through it again. A sum of money is 8%. So whatever amount we have is 8% of the total. The sum is 24.40. So we need to try and make an equation from that. They say the sum is 8% and that the sum is 24. So 8% is 24 euros. Find the total amount. We have 8%. So what we're trying to find is 100%. Now we can't directly go from 8 to 100, but using method 1, like I said above, we can find it from there. If I have 8% is this much, I can find 1%. So how do I go from 8% down to 1%? 8 divided by 8, anything divided by itself is 1, so 8 divided by 8 is 1%. So 2440 divided by 8 gives me 2440 divided by 8 is 305. So 1% is 305. How do I find 100%? How do you go from 1 to 100? You multiply by 100. So on the same on this side, multiply by 100. 3 euros and 5 cents multiplied by 100 is 305. So that is my total amount of money. So final example. A bill in a restaurant comes to 57 euros and 60 cents, including VAT of 20%. Find the amount before the VAT was added. So how much did it cost before they added on this 20%? Now, this is the number we have so far. 5760. And they say that includes 20%. So what we're going to say is, because 20% is added on, that this value is actually 120%. Because the 20% is added on. If we can then find the 100%, that will give us the amount before that 20% was added on. So it's the same steps that we've done before. We have 120%, that's equal to 5760. Always find 1%. So 120% down to 1% is divide by 120. So they're the same on the other side. 5760 divided by 120 is 48 cent. If that's 1%, we want 100%. So to go from 1 to 100, again, multiply by 100. Same on this side, multiply by 100. So 48, or 0.48, multiplied by 100, should be easy enough. 48. 48 euros. So that was the value before the VAT was added on.